How Stoicism can transform you into the emperor of the internet. Ancient technique revealed. How digital self-mastery can transform you into the emperor of your own virtual reality. Picture this. While millions of people drown in an endless ocean of notifications, toxic comments, and contradictory information, you remain unshakable, like a mountain in the storm. This isn't science fiction, it's the practical application of Stoic principles in the digital world. The ancient philosophy that guided emperors and shaped civilizations holds the keys to conquering the modern battlefield of the internet. When we apply the discipline of perception to the online environment, we discover something extraordinary. The internet isn't the problem. Our reaction to it determines our digital destiny. Power Law 39 teaches us about maintaining composure in chaotic situations. In the digital universe, this means developing immunity against the emotional manipulation that governs social media. Every endless scroll, every desperate like, every impulsive comment is a small surrender of your personal power. Think about the last time you lost emotional control because of something you saw online. Now imagine you could transform that wasted energy into productive focus. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire, the power to consciously choose where to invest your attention and mental energy. Alexander the Great conquered most of the known world by age 30, not through brute force alone, but through strategic thinking and emotional discipline. In today's digital landscape, these same principles can make you unstoppable. While others become slaves to algorithms and artificial dopamine, you become the architect of your online experience. The first practical action to master your digital kingdom is implementing the pause protocol. Before reacting to any online content, take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, simply let it pass. If yes, act with purpose, not impulse. The internet can be your greatest tool for personal growth or your biggest source of distraction. The difference lies in the mental discipline you apply. Transform every digital interaction into an opportunity to practice self-control, discernment, and strategic wisdom. Your smartphone isn't just a device, it's a training ground for mental fortitude. Every notification is a test of your attention. Every provocative post is a challenge to your emotional stability. Every algorithm trying to hook you is an opportunity to prove your mental superiority. The most successful people in the digital age aren't those with the most followers or likes, they're those who maintain complete sovereignty over their digital experience. They use technology as a tool, never allowing it to use them. If you're ready to take control of your digital life, type Emperor in the comments. Like this video if you recognize that true power begins with self-mastery, and subscribe to discover more mental power strategies that can transform your existence. Why ancient wisdom can destroy the tyranny of modern algorithms. There's a silent war happening right now, and you probably don't even realize you're under attack. Every time you open your smartphone, billion-dollar algorithms study your behavioral patterns with the precision of a general planning an invasion. They know exactly which emotional triggers to pull to keep you addicted, distracted, and most importantly, consuming. But what if I told you that a set of techniques developed 2,000 years ago could break these invisible chains? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who lived as a slave before becoming one of history's most influential thinkers, developed mental strategies that today can free you from digital slavery. The genius lies in understanding that there are only 2 categories of things in the universe: those under your control and those that aren't. Social media algorithms are designed to make you forget this fundamental distinction. They want you to believe you need to react to everything, take positions on everything, emotional about everything. Power Law 4 warns us, always say less than necessary. In the digital context, this translates to a revolutionary strategy: strategic silence. While others exhaust themselves in fruitless discussions and endless debates, you conserve your mental energy for real achievements. Think about how many hours you've wasted arguing with strangers on the internet about topics that changed absolutely nothing in your real life. Now imagine if all that energy was redirected toward developing skills, building meaningful relationships, or creating genuine value in the world. Leonardo da Vinci understood the power of selective attention centuries before the internet existed. He knew that the human mind, like a precious resource, must be guarded and directed with intention. In our hyper-connected age, this wisdom becomes a survival skill. The second practical action for your digital freedom is the Stoic separation technique. Whenever consuming online content, immediately classify it into 3 categories: useful for my goals, neutral but harmless, or detrimental to my progress. Ruthlessly eliminate everything that falls into the third category. The most fascinating aspect of Stoic philosophy is that it doesn't preach isolation from the world, but conscious and strategic engagement. In the digital environment, this means deliberately choosing which voices deserve your attention, which conversations are worth your time, and which battles truly matter for your growth. The real revolution doesn't happen when you delete all social media. That's escapism. Revolution happens when you use them as conscious tools for your own purposes, instead of being used by them for others' purposes. Every moment you spend unconsciously scrolling is a moment stolen from your potential greatness. Every notification you answer immediately is a vote for your own mental weakness. Every algorithm that successfully hooks you is a victory for corporate manipulation over personal sovereignty. If you're beginning to see how you've been manipulated until now, type freedom in the comments. If you want more strategies to break digital tyranny, and subscribe to discover the next steps in this mental transformation. How to transform digital chaos into your greatest source of strategic power. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful people in the digital world seem immune to the drama that consumes billions of users daily? They weren't born with this ability. They apply strategic principles that transform every online interaction into an opportunity for personal growth and calculated influence. The secret lies in understanding that the internet is the largest psychology laboratory ever created. Every post, every comment, every reaction reveals behavioral patterns that can be studied, understood, and strategically utilized. While most people get swept away by collective emotions, you can become a scientific observer of human nature. Seneca, advisor to emperors and one of the most pragmatic Stoics, developed a technique called morning meditation, where he visualized all possible challenges of the day to be mentally prepared. In the digital context, this means anticipating provocations, disturbing news, and manipulative content that will inevitably appear in your feed. Power Law 25 teaches about the importance of constantly recreating yourself. In the online universe, this translates to the ability to adapt your digital persona to circumstances, always maintaining control of the narrative about who you are and what you represent. Don't be a prisoner of a single digital identity. Be fluid, unpredictable, and always one step ahead of expectations. There's a fundamental difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is emotional, impulsive, and usually self-destructive. Response is calculated, purposeful, and strategically advantageous. Most people react to digital content. You must learn to respond with purpose. Winston Churchill mastered the art of strategic communication during World War II, understanding that in times of chaos, those who control information control outcomes. In the digital age, this principle becomes even more powerful. Your ability to frame conversations and control narratives determines your influence. The third practical action to dominate the digital environment is the Stoic mirror strategy. Before publishing any content or responding to any provocation, ask yourself, how does this position me strategically? And what type of people will this attract or repel? Every online interaction should serve a greater purpose in your construction of power and influence. What separates true digital manipulators from amateurs is the capacity to transform even attacks and criticisms into opportunities to demonstrate class, intelligence, and moral superiority. They understand that on the internet, as in politics, perception is reality, and whoever controls the narrative controls the outcome. The internet isn't a place to vent frustrations or seek emotional validation. It's a power tool that must be wielded with the precision of a surgeon and the patience of a hunter. Every word you write, every image you share, every person you follow is building or destroying your reputation and influence. Your digital footprint is your modern legacy. Future opportunities, relationships, and achievements will be influenced by how you present yourself online today. This isn't about being fake, it's about being intentional with your personal brand and strategic with your digital presence. If you're prepared to use the internet as a weapon of personal growth, type strategist in the comments. Like if you want to master digital psychology and subscribe to discover even more advanced techniques of online power. What if you could govern your own digital reality like a modern emperor? The most disturbing truth about the digital world is that only a small elite truly understands how it works, while billions of people live as unconscious servants, feeding a system they don't even perceive exists. But there's an escape from this matrix of mental control, and it begins with the conscious decision to become the ruler of your own online experience. Imagine a world where you're no longer a victim of manipulative algorithms, where every minute spent online contributes directly to your life goals, where your digital presence becomes a powerful extension of your real personality. This isn't utopia, it's the natural result of systematically applying Stoic principles to the digital environment. The philosopher Emperor developed a revolutionary technique called the view from above, the ability to observe events from a cosmic perspective, dramatically reducing the power they had over his emotions. When you apply this technique to social media, something magical happens. You stop taking others' opinions as absolute truths and start seeing them for what they really are: irrelevant fragments of undeveloped consciousnesses. Power Law 48 reminds us, assume formlessness. In the digital age, this means constantly adapting to technological changes, social trends, and new communication paradigms, without ever losing sight of your fundamental principles. Be like wall, or adapt to the container, but maintain your essence. The difference between those controlled by the internet and those who control it lies in the capacity to create personal systems for filtering and processing information. Develop your own relevance criteria, your own quality standards, your own methods of truth verification. Don't outsource your critical thinking to corporate algorithms. Theodore Roosevelt once said that the credit belongs to the man in the arena. In the digital arena, this means being an active creator rather than a passive consumer. Every piece of content you create, every meaningful connection you make, every valuable insight you share is a declaration of your digital sovereignty. The fourth and most powerful practical action is the digital Stoic review. At the end of each day, reserve 10 minutes to consciously analyze how you interacted with the digital world. What content did you consume? What emotions did you feel? What time was invested productively versus wasted on distractions? This constant self-analysis is what separates digital masters from slaves. The future belongs to those who understand that the internet is simultaneously the greatest opportunity for personal growth and the greatest threat to individual autonomy in human history. The choice of which path to follow is entirely in your hands, but only if you act consciously. Remember, you're not just browsing the internet, you're sculpting your consciousness, shaping your personality, and determining your destiny. Every click is a vote for the type of person you're becoming. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice virtue or succumb to vice. Your digital habits today are creating your future reality. The discipline you develop online transfers to every area of your life. The mental strength you build resisting algorithmic manipulation makes you stronger in all other challenges you'll face. If you're ready to assume the throne of your digital life, type Emperor in the comments. Like this video if it opened your mind to new possibilities. Share it with someone who needs this transformation, and subscribe to continue your journey toward total personal mastery.